Hello, hello, hello. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us today. We have our special guest. I'm getting her on shortly. Give me 1 second. Let me get her in. I hope you guys are having an amazing Thursday. Let me get her in. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Nope, that's not what we want. Just be patient with me, guys. I had it up and it went down. Trying to bring her over. Um, you guys know how. There she go right there. Awesome. All right. And she's being added. Awesome. Hey, Alethea, thanks for joining
Hey,
us.
hey,
It's going well. How are you
how's it
today?
going?
It's awesome
I'm
to
doing
have you
good.
on
I
this
can't
platform
complain.
with us. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be on with us. So, for those who are watching, many of you
Of
know I
course.
am Ebony McLaughlin. I am the goal catcher myself as the president of Boss Sis, the female entrepreneurship platform, as well as the CEO of Ebony McLaughlin Consulting and Coaching. Today, we have a special guest with us, Miss Alethia Saunders, and we are so glad that she's here to join us, the CEO of Pop Effect. And our main goal of this platform is just to make sure that our women of entrepreneurs have what they need, the resources and tools to be as professional and as effective as they can be. So we bring different women on, we let them share their expertise to make sure that you guys need help after the live. Hey Jessica, thanks for joining us. Hey Dominique, there's the founder, one of our faces, has joined us. Guys, please share and invite. I can't invite, so invite for me. But that's the purpose of our chat today. And basically, Alethea, because we know what you offer, you are not only a resume slayer, you are definitely a book writer, ghost writer. I'm going to give you the floor, let you introduce yourself, let you explain to them exactly what you're about and what you have to offer the world, and give us the importance. And then I'll go into my questions with you.
Okay, awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, again, thank you guys for having me. I'm Alethea. The name of my business is The Pop Effect, and I am a career development coach. I am a ghostwriter. I am a public speaker. And those are the titles. That's what I do. But I'm in the business of life transformation. So I do what needs to be done to help people get where they need to go. And that's pretty much how I sum it up. So for the pop effect, how I always like to word it, because we always have to word it that it makes sense. I specialize in helping career seekers land the job of their dreams without having to attend job fairs, without having to spend so many hours researching how to write a resume. And that's what I do. So I take what it is that they have and I improve it so that they can get where they need to go.
That's what she do, guys. So remember,
That's it.
if you are having a hard time with getting a job or land a job, or just to get your portfolio in the states that it needs to be, Alethea is definitely the person to reach out to. She has not only helped me, but she had helped several other people that I know, and I promise you, she slays. Um, so with that being said, Alethea, can you give us the importance of making sure that not only your resume, but your portfolio of an entrepreneur is intact, and what's the importance of the things that needs to be on there? Because as entrepreneurs, as we all know, it's different than corporate America. We're not going to have those that may have had jobs in the past. Yes, you may have that information on there, but to my understanding, if it's 5 to 10 years old, it does not need to be listed. So if you have decided within that time that you need to go, you wanted to go out and become that serial entrepreneur, we need to make sure that these ladies have their portfolio set up. Can you share with us the importance and what needs to be listed in their portfolio?
Okay, so yeah, and I think it's a common problem that that we have, whether it's in the workplace or whether we are entrepreneurs, don't really know how to reflect what it is that we actually do. We can tell people a lot of times what it is that we do, but then on paper, it doesn't come across the same way. So it's important to have a portfolio because what you do actually needs to be very clear. Someone needs to be able to look at it and say, okay, this business does this, and it needs to be very clear what it is that you do. What problem you're fixing also needs to be apparent. What is the problem? Where is the gap? And what have you done to fill it? That needs to be clear. If you have a portfolio, then that's also very clear. Your target audience also needs to be apparent. Who are you serving? Who is your target? Who are your clients? We need to make sure that that's also very clear. So a portfolio allows you to do that as well. And then of course, having your achievements listed, that's important. So your portfolio needs to include, I always say, a resume, and I call it your entrepreneurial resume. A lot of people don't have that, or have never even thought about having one, because we usually associate resumes with getting a job out, in the workplace. But as an entrepreneur, it's also good to have a resume, because it's like a mini profile of your businesses, your achievements, how long you've been in business, what it is that you do. You never know when you're going to need it. It's also important that you have a bio, a business bio, that's also included with your with your portfolio as well. Attached to your bio, you need to have a professional photo, not a selfie, not a I took this, a current professional photo. It just attests to what you do. I always speak highly of doing things that route, because whenever you have a professional photo attached to your work, it automatically gives you a lot more
Right.
validity. So yeah, so it's important to have that as well. In your portfolio, you also include your branding material. So like your logo, your mission statement, and what your objective is. Those need to be clear as well. So you need to make sure that you have those included. And then all your successes, we need to make sure we keep those documented and keep them in a place. I keep a folder with literally a whole bunch of testimonials. I have thousands of testimonials, but it's important for me to have those because we want to be able to reflect how we're actually making an impact on people, on communities. Like, we want to be able to reflect that. Now, why also it's important? Number one, it's good to have it for your clients. It's good to have it for people you might be looking to partner with, so they can see what you do. And then also too, when it comes down to getting funding, etc., you want to make sure that you have everything together, so that way when they know, okay, before we give you, you're asking for $10,000, before we give this to you, what we need to see what it is that you do. Again, I find ourselves just trying to explain to people like, hey, I do this and I do that, and
Right.
this is why I need this or why I need that. But what proof do you have? Have it documented, have it on paper, so that way people can actually see, what it is that you do, whether it's a client, whether it's a potential partner, or whether it's someone that you're asking for money from. We cannot
Absolutely.
ask for money without documentation. We can't ask for money without proof. So it's important to have those things in your portfolio, so that way when ready, you can have it. Now, whether you have it in a folder, whether you have it physical, I always encourage both. Have one, have it physical, have it in a folder, have it as a link, but have those things ready.
Okay,
It's
so one
really
of my
important
questions, I want to go
to
back to
have.
something that you just said, Alethea. You stated about the resume. When you have in your entrepreneurship resume,
Mm-hmm.
because we know entrepreneurs are not in the basic corporate America, can you indulge a little bit on what exactly should go on your resume as an entrepreneur? Are you talking more on the um tasks that you may have been completed, the partnership that you may have had, any events that you may have had? Can you give them a little bit more on that?
Yes, absolutely. So, for instance, with my own, I still start at the top with an executive profile, and that's like a summary of who I am, what I do. For instance, on mine it says respected and professional coach with distinguished 10+ year creating opportunities for individuals seeking growth, so on and so forth. It goes on, but it's a summary. Also mentions that I'm a public speaker, I'm a published author. It just gives a summary of who I am. At the top, a paragraph, 4 to 5 sentences. Then I also have an areas of expertise, which for me is career development, content creation, and leadership. So those are my 3 major areas. That's what I do. I help people when it comes to their career. I help with creative writing when it comes to either books, bios, websites, etc. And then I'm a leader. So I always serve to lead, mentor, assist others, so that they can reach maximum performance. And then I have professional experience. For myself, it's the pop effect, which I listed as CEO, and I list what I do as a career coach under the pop effect. It's almost as if you're speaking of yourself as if you're applying for a job. So what are the duties? What does this include? Have that on there. That's important. And then I also have it, of course, for the ghostwriting aspect. So that way, it's very clear too what I do from that aspect. Now, when it comes down to achievements, etc., yes, you have those as well. Achievements, any features, any projects you were part of, any radio shows that you may have been interviewed by, any magazines that you were featured in, any special projects you were, and then of course the amount of people that you were able to assist if you're in the service business. List those things as well. Any contracts, list those as well. For instance, I have a contract with the CNA school where I go out monthly and I help with their students with the transition from graduating from school into the workforce. You list those things. So really, honestly, it's like your way to, it's your personal business profile. It's how to sell yourself, just as you would try to sell yourself in the workplace, but it's for you. So that way, when you come into contact with someone who either, number one, says, hey, can you give me some information about what you do? Yeah, I can send you my portfolio. It'll include my resume. It'll include my business biography. It'll include some of my testimonials. There's a professional photo of me attached. Everything is in there. And then if you, a potential partner, same thing. If they want to know information about you, you have it. And then too, of course, when it comes down to funding, etc., you have that as well. So just all around, it's good to have. And then, yes, it has your basics. You can list your education on there. If you would like to, it's optional. But of course, if it is in alignment with what your career is, and absolutely any certifications that you may have acquired to go towards the business. For instance, resume writing for me, life coaching, anything, you list those as well there. So it just depends on what field you're in, any classes that you took, events that you helped to coordinate, or were a part of, guest speaker at, etc. All that stuff
Resume.
you make sure you have on your
So guys, it's awesome. So as we
resume.
have you guys' attention, as she just said, she is one of the best that I know, and she's giving you some of the vital key points that you should understand. Please, before we get off this live, she's going to let you know how you can reach her. She's going to let you know how you can get her assistance if you need more, as well as you have bosses here, and we are a platform with that. We're actually looking to hopefully to grow a strong and long-lasting relationship with Miss Poppy Feck, because I personally know what she does, and I personally know she does deliver, and she delivers amazing. The question of the professional photo, is there certain colors they should stay away from when they're doing a professional photo? Now, me personally, and I know you, we get creative. We get creative, and I love your pictures. I love
Yes.
your stand, your statement. I've seen thousands of your pictures, and I just love your image as a whole. I am that more Southern type basic chick that I'm trying to come out of that. But share with them, is it okay? Because we are entrepreneurs and we are trying to catch the eye of many people. But is there some do's and some don'ts when you're putting that professional photo up there?
Okay. So what I'm going to tell you, first of all, before you even get to the photos, get the right photographer, because the right photographer is going to be able to help navigate that process. I always encourage people, get a photographer, and if you can't even get a stylist, because sometimes what we think looks good doesn't look good on for photo. But when it comes down to, and also to, the right photographer will be able to work around what you have on. So the right photographer is not going to have you dressed in black on necessarily an all black, or they're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll be able to figure
What
out
look
what
you're
it is
going
that you're
for that
supposed
fits
to
what you're doing.
be doing as far as your colors. Right. Also, too, I always tell people, look up what colors mean in relation to your brand, and that one down to your logo. That's when it comes down to your website. Different colors mean different things. So, for instance, I'll give you an example. I don't know if you've noticed, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Popeyes, KFC, they all have the color red. somewhere. They all have reds. Why? Because red stands for certain things. A lot of times when you see schools like daycares, they have certain colors. When you see massage places, they're usually like purples, grays, they're more that calm color. Different businesses usually have different colors because they give off different emotions. So when you are deciding to do your photo shoot, decide what is it, what emotion am I trying to invoke from my again, and this goes back to knowing who your clients are, who are you serving. Like red isn't for everybody. Number one, for everybody anyways, but number two, red might not be the right color for your business. If you are talking about staying calm and peace and serenity, red is not the color to wear. Red does not invoke that. Red is passionate, red is fire, red is moving quickly. So
do your research.
You got to do your research. Do your research. Down to it. I'm big on personality. I know we come from a generation where classic black and white when you go on interviews, classic black and white when you show your personality. A lot of times our personality is what sells us. Now, if you are a classic person, then be classic because that's who you are. But if you have that color to you, if you are a little bit more extroverted, if you are a little bit more just spunky, then match that. It's okay to have patterns. It's okay to have colors. It's okay. I love colors, and that's something I grow into. But I love colors, so it's okay if your lipstick is a blue. If that's what the look that you're going for, then that's what it is. But it really all has to coincide with your brand, who you're serving, and what emotion you're trying to invoke from your clients. You have those things. So that's how I would answer that.
Well, from what you've given us, again, like I said, I knew you would bring it. I knew you would go straight to the core. I absolutely can vouch for this young lady myself on many personal aspects as well as business aspects. So, as Boss Sis, again, have brought to you one of the best in the field, we want you guys to remember not only just coming out here being an entrepreneur, you have to make sure you align yourself as an entrepreneur. So connecting with Miss Sanders with Pop Effect, it's necessary. Making sure your portfolio, making sure everything that you have is necessary. So as you have started your business and when you came and you branched out, because I remember it's been about 5 years since we actually connected when I first met you. And I've seen growth. When I say I've seen growth, I've seen so much growth. You glowed then, you're glowing more now. What could you just share with our viewers to let them know don't stop where you at just because an obstacle may hit you?
We don't stop driving because of car accidents. We don't stop. We don't not get because sometimes planes go down. We don't fall down and not get up in the physical world. So when it comes down to your passion and what your purpose is, you keep going, you keep pushing. And a lot of times what we have to realize is those obstacles are actually God's way of grooming us for greater. And just because a door doesn't open over here, a lot of times, again, that means that that's not our door. We have another door. I've had a lot of into my life to try to prevent me from being great and amazing and doing things for others. Everything from being homeless to being abused to
life in general.
Just life in general. But I honestly can't sit here and say that I regret anything, because I feel like those experiences have equipped me to not only be a great person, but also they have positioned me to help people on a larger scale. And that is my purpose. I want to help as many people as I can, as quickly as I can. And I wouldn't be as empathetic. I wouldn't be as, I wouldn't be able to help people the way that I help people if it wasn't for the experiences that I've had. So we take those experiences, we learn from them. Everything is a learning. Everything is a learning experience. Sometimes we have to get out of our heads and get out of this, woe was me and why is this happening and what's going on. Like, no, what am I supposed to learn from this? Learn it, take it, and then now apply what you've learned, because that's where wisdom comes in. We can have the knowledge, but the wisdom comes from applying the knowledge that we have. And once we do that, it builds our faith. So that way, the next time that an obstacle comes, we're like, oh, I got this. I'm not worried about it. It's almost like a challenge at that point. Like, okay, here we go. let's figure
Absolutely.
it out. So
So you
just keep
guys
pushing,
heard it here.
keep pushing.
We are not
Mhm.
going to take up much of her time because she actually came on and she gave us what she wanted to give us. So we have given it to you live, perfective, personal, business. You guys have to take what you have been given and you guys have to move with what you want. As she said, you take what you learn, you take the obstacles, you learn from it, you build on it, and you continue to go. We don't stop driving cars because we had an accident. So you can't stop with your dream. I can personally say again, and I stand on this firmly, and I tell her this every time I speak with her. I am so proud of you. I am so honored to just be a part of you
Thank you.
because not only does she know me on a business level, she knows me on a personal level, and she's rocked some of my trials and my triggers with me. So she knows as well what has overcame. So as an entrepreneur, you guys make sure that you get aligned with the correct people. You guys make sure that you get aligned with the right things to be put in place because entrepreneurship is not easy. Entrepreneurship is not something that's going to turn over to millions just overnight. While we're on here, I want to make sure no one has any questions of Thea. I don't want to skip anybody. Um, and I'm hoping we can speak again on Sidebar. Let's get you on the panel. I do know you advised me you had a lot on your schedule going on, but I do want to possibly put together a workshop if that's possible because our goal in Boss
Oh,
is we are here to make sure the women are moving properly. We're here to make sure that they have the resources and tools that's needed and don't give up on themselves. We are that platform that
right.
unfortunately, and I don't say unfortunately because it's a blessing for us, don't believe in the thousands and thousands of dollars. Not saying there's nothing is wrong with it because you charge what you believe, but there's so many individuals out here that have potential that can't afford exactly what they're needing. So we're looking to collaborate with as many as amazing people like yourself that we can to help these young women flower and blossom into the beautiful flower they're supposed to be. So,
So let me speak on that really quick as well too, because I definitely agree 100% with that. And even on that, I'll say I love the fact that you're able to provide those resources and the community provides those resources within the group to be able to do that. And also, and this is something that I've had to learn myself. And this is actually something that I was thinking of when you were asking me like what advice I would give. Invest in yourself. Um, as much as possible. And sometimes don't look at it so much as, oh my God, like I have to spend X and no amount of money. Ask yourself, like, what are you worth? What are your dreams worth? What are you worth? What is building a strong business worth to you? And a lot of times when you ask it that way, you realize, like for instance,
right,
myself, I can't put a dollar amount on what I'm worth.
right,
I'm invaluable. It's priceless. What I bring to people is priceless. So when I look at it that way, and then I realized that, you know what, sometimes I have to make that investment. And I used to tell people this all the time, especially for people who have certain habits. Like if you could buy a pack of cigarettes every day, you can invest in your business. If you can go get your hair done and spend $300 on bundles, then you can invest in your business. But you just have to really be realistic with yourself. Look at where you are, look at where you're trying to go, and say, how much is it going to cost for me to invest in me? And am I worth it? And you are. So do it. And I noticed someone here, okay, they asked, how they can reach me. You can reach me at the Pop Effect. You can reach me on my page. You can also reach me at my website. I have a new website. It's still being worked on, but they can reach me there. It's actually under services. It's thepopeffect.co. And you can reach me there if you want to schedule a consultation with me to talk about building your business bio, because I do those as well, building your business resume. We can talk about it there, let you know what your options are, and we can navigate through that. Like I said, I also do ghostwriting for books. So if you have an ebook that you want to put together for a how-to for your business, I have that as well. And just to let you know what I have coming up, I'm actually launching a course where I teach people to do what I do. So that should be ready within the next 30 days or so. We're getting it together now and also getting some digital products together, but I will actually be teaching people how to write resumes and how to make it a business that is profitable for them. Because again, I've been in the game now for about 7-8 years as far as that is concerned. And I'm ready to
awesome.
pass it on. So we're going to be helping people help other people,
Absolutely.
so we can drop these employment rates, and then also to create for themselves, and so they can have their own
Absolutely.
business.
Well,
So
not
it's all
only
about
here on this live
purpose.
today, we were able to have her herself straight up and face forward. I'm privileged to have you because you mean dear to my heart. But I want to make sure that we stay connected on the other side as well as in the organization. I do know your schedule is busy, but I do want to connect with you once you let me know your availability on your schedule so we can put something together on the platform as well. Um, so if there is
Okay.
not any more questions, I don't see any coming in on our live. I want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day, coming on with us. Again, please introduce bosses to many that you know may need it, as well as come in the community. We know that you're not able to dedicate yourself to some of the membership part, but we still want to make sure we are a part because we have a lot of different workshops coming up. We would love to have Pop Effect there. We would love to have your ghostwriting thing there because there are so many people out here that have stories to tell. As you know, I'm one of them. I just got to quit playing and make it happen. Um, so
Yeah.
it is what it is. I appreciate you more than ever. And if it's anything that we as bosses can do with you, anything that you have going on, please make sure you enlighten us, put it on in one of our DMs. Let me know so we can come out and support you as well. And someone said there is a question. Let's see. Okay, it says, what do you recommend that we use to create the link for our portfolio?
That is a good. Honestly, you can
Okay,
put everything on
Google
a
Drive.
Google Drive. Like, yeah, so you can create like all the separate parts of it, and then you can put everything on a Google Drive. That way you have it in a folder for yourself. You can give whoever you want to access to it. You can send it to them. You can make it private. You can make it public. I feel like that's a good way to stay organized for yourself, and then also to send to others. So, and I know there are a lot of other options. There's so many things now. You can scan a code, and there's a lot of different options. So I say do your research and figure out what's best for yourself and for your business, depending on the type of business that you have. But on the professional level, I would say always make sure that you have a folder where it's saved, and you can have everything attached to that folder.
Okay.
So that way it's
So basically
accessible
what you're
to
saying is
whomever
when you
you give
set up your
access to
Google
it.
Drive, go in and create your folder for whatever that particular topic is or whatever the case is for your business. That way you can go directly to that folder. So you may have one, two, maybe three folders with different things.
You can have your one folder
Gotcha.
that has your portfolio in there, and the folder could be business portfolio, whatever your business name is, portfolio. And literally in that folder, you would have your branding materials, you would have your testimonials, your professional photos, your business biography, and your business resume, and everything will be literally in one place. And
Awesome.
they could be
Okay,
different
Michelle,
documents,
did you
but in
get
that one
that? Do you
folder.
have any more questions for her before we let her go? I think that's it. Everyone know how to reach you. Everyone knows what the portfolio of entrepreneurship should look like. And again, I'll reach out to you directly before the week is out or maybe over the weekend. But don't forget, if you have any events coming up, if you have anything that we can support you in, Boss Sis is here. That's what we do. And we just wish you more blessings on all your accomplishments.
Thank you. I'll definitely keep you guys up to date on everything that I have going on. And I'm going to try to be a little bit more active within the community as well, because I love what you guys are
Please
doing
do.
and what you guys are
Well, while
standing
we have
for.
her
So
on
I'm
here,
here
if you
for
know
it.
anyone that you would like to recommend our way, we are now looking for more board members. We are redefining and making sure that we have different members in different states, as well as we have the mini bosses. Don't forget, we have our 4 to 16 young ladies that we grow. I know young ladies are dear to your heart as well. So I may get you over there in that platform with us, talking to these teenagers, helping them, letting them understand. And yeah, that's it. And I greatly again appreciate you for coming on with us. No problem. You have an amazing day up there.
Thank
Enjoy your
you.
weekend. Bye.